Hi guys, so I wanted to do a video today about fear, feelings, failure, and logic. um, Recently, last week, I went to the doctor and got a lump tested that I had been ignoring for a while. Anyway, so the doctor said it might be nothing, but with the size of the lump and the fact that you're in pain, and the type of lump it is, it could be cancerous, or it could be a cyst, or it could be whatever. Anyway, so, or it could be nothing. I am going on Friday to an appointment to have a procedure to get it removed and have tested. Anyway, so I went through a bunch of different kind of feelings and emotions surrounding it. My initial response was that everything was fine, and that I didn't need to get it checked, right? Because I think often what happens is we have these really uncomfortable feelings come up when something happens in our life, like a crisis or a change, or something that may possibly be bad, like a new relationship or something. We have these feelings and they pop up and we go, you know what's easier than addressing this? I'm going to pretend they don't exist, That's why you find some people run away from relationships. If you start to create feelings, you might go, oh, no, he might actually make me happy. Oh, I can't have that, because that's not familiar. The relationships I've had in the past were crappy, so I have fears surrounding people being crappy again, so before they prove that they're crappy, I'm going to disappear. Protect myself. So that's the same with this situation. So I initially was like, oh no, I heard she said it was fine, and it's fine. Of course it's fine. Sometimes we can hear what we want to hear, right? And I spoke to some people at work, and they said, actually, no, if the doctor said that, I had a friend who didn't, and then the cancer spread, and so then I started kind of getting the other side. So this first denial, right? And then you can go on the other side of things, which is that catastrophe. And then I was emotional, and I was afraid, and I was really like, oh my goodness, now I don't want to do anything, because then I'll find out that it's bad and I'm dying, like it's this weird kind of catastrophe type of situation, and you can't function or think properly, and expecting the worst, overthinking things. Then I started to realize, okay, so you've got these tools, you've got these things you've learned, right? We all learn how to deal with situations. I mean, as a parent as well, you'll be teaching your child, okay, you stubbed your toe, so what can we do about it? Do we sit there and leave our child crying and just say, oh, that's fine, let's just ignore the fact that you hurt yourself, or let's go really crazy and wrap you in cotton wool, like we're solution focused when it comes to other people, but we're not the same with ourselves, because we've got these feelings, and they make us act on them or not act, avoid. So what I realize is you match feelings with logic, and then you get action. So feelings are amazing, they're great, but when they run the show, they're really bad. And that fear takes over, and it's actually like a face that we can't even see, because we don't have any kind of thing that we can say, hey, what's going on here? Because it's just feeling. There's nothing that we're actually looking at. We can't get answers when we're just feeling something, you know. So yeah, so I went and I booked an appointment, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be fine, but yeah, I think that it was important, and that was why I kind of wanted to do this video, and I wanted to say to you guys, you know, like, I do struggle with things as well. My school called me up on last week, and they said, you know, you need to do this assignment, otherwise you're going to fail this subject. And I thought, okay, I had to redo it because it was a fail and I didn't know. And I thought, okay, well, I can totally do that. I've got 3 days. It's an easy assignment. And I said, oh, do you have the copy of the old assignment? So I said, can I see where I did wrong? And he's like, I don't have it. And I was like, oh, no. He goes, I'm sure you have it. I think I gave it back. So I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. And instead of, you know, researching the subject and doing it because I know how to do it, I decided I can't remember, you know, I don't want to remember, right, because that involves doing something. And I fed that subliminal message in the back of my brain of failure and fear and avoidance. So I didn't do it. And I feel really bad about it. But that's a form of self-sabotaging, which we can do when we're emotionally run, or when we're feeding into old messages which are familiar, right, of failure, sabotage, and ultimately upset or a depressed kind of state of mind, or, oh, I guess I'm not good enough. I mean, I didn't even try. You know, when you try, then you have some feedback to work on. Then you can say, I actually put some effort in. But for me, I didn't do anything. So I have an appointment tomorrow with my TAFE, and I'm going to talk to them about my schooling and try and minimize the time that I was going, because I was feeling really overwhelmed. And I do find that's something we've got to look at as well. We don't want to you know, fall into a state where we're actually taking on too much that we can't really handle. And I did look at my schedule, and I did realize, oh, I got a hair in my eyeball. I did realize I was taking on too much. So we have to be realistic about things as well, because otherwise we can't function at our best potential. So I just wanted to remind you guys, feelings are amazing. Totally be in touch with your feelings. If you react in a certain way, pick up on why you reacted, you know, have a think about it. Think if there's any patterns that comes up. Excuse me. Okay. Yes. Think if there's any patterns that come up. But yeah, feelings are great. We got to get in touch with our feelings and actually sync our bodies and our minds together, you know. But don't let feelings run the show, because you know, I'm sure that there's nothing wrong, of course, or maybe. But you know, imagine if I didn't get checked or whatever. I mean, we all know that with medical issues for sure, and mental issues, and you know, anything to do with that area, early diagnosis and you know, addressing the issue so we can actually face the issue is so much better. I mean, everyone's got a higher chance of being successful when we can face what we're looking at, and we can use tools, or we can use medication, or we can use things to help us along that road. Anyway, guys, I love you all. I'm going to do a live feed this week, possibly tomorrow, depending on when I get home. And I will talk to you all soon. Okay.